Certainly, it's a pleasure to welcome everyone to this analysis of the current state of the Los Angeles Lakers, which is becoming increasingly intense. The team urgently needs to make significant constructive adjustments to their defense, or their chances in this series could diminish rapidly. As it stands, the Lakers trail 1-3 against the Minnesota Timberwolves and have only one game left to try to extend the series. In this episode, I'll break down what I believe are the key issues contributing to the Lakers' struggles in this matchup. Additionally, I'll try to inject some optimism by highlighting certain statistical trends that could potentially favor a Lakers comeback. Let's begin by examining the central problems that I've identified as significantly impacting the team's performance throughout the series. These are by no means the only issues, as the Lakers face multiple challenges against the Timberwolves. One must acknowledge the depth and athleticism of the Timberwolves, who appear more explosive and physically dominant. They also seem to be the more structurally sound and strategically prepared team in this contest. The first major issue to highlight is quite clear. The Lakers have struggled to maintain a consistent aerial threat throughout the series. Early on, I mentioned a player who could be a positive surprise for the Lakers, particularly considering how another team successfully exploited the Timberwolves last season by utilizing vertical play. However, this player has been effectively neutralized in this series. The coaching staff's reluctance to use him has become a significant concern. While he hasn't made the most of his opportunities, the decision to restrict his playing time has created a feedback loop that has disrupted the team's dynamics. He has been almost entirely excluded from this series. The hesitation around deploying him has become a problem in itself. Although he hasn't been particularly effective, I believe the coaching staff's narrow margin of trust turned into a self-fulfilling prophecy that affected his confidence. It's a two-way street. Both the coaching staff and the player share responsibility. The coaches can be criticized for lacking trust, while the player can be faulted for lacking mental resilience and failing to assert himself as a rim protector. Still, it's hard not to wonder what might have been if the coaching staff had a more strategic, deliberate plan to use this player from the start. It's not that there wasn't a plan at all, but the limited trust clearly didn't help. The Lakers could be in a far better position if they had found a way to maximize his skill set, especially considering he excels in offensive movement, screens, and leaping ability. While other players are generally stronger, smarter, and more explosive, this player has previously proven he can be a legitimate aerial threat in both the regular season and his career overall. The Lakers have executed only 3 lob plays in the series, and this player has logged just 4 to 8 minutes per game. That's a huge reason why their offensive attack has lacked easy points and a vertical threat. And one specific player has success in pick and roll actions with a vertical partner. Removing that option has been damaging. The paint is clogged, forcing the Lakers into a heavy reliance on three-pointers. Without athletic power going toward the rim, they're left with few options. The Lakers have been facing major challenges with their offensive strategy, dealing with a congested key area and lacking any reliable outlet. They're forced to rely on long-range shots due to the absence of a legitimate lob threat, a role that Jackson Hayes could fill. This speaks to another issue, the inexperience of the coaching staff in optimizing player usage, especially in Hayes' case. Throughout the season, the team tested multiple lineup variations. While the head coach has had a respectable first season overall, he has struggled with in-game adjustments and confidence between games. The latest game exposed this weakness, as trust was lacking for players who had previously contributed to the team's success. This is surprising, especially considering how well the coach ended the regular season by reintegrating a key player and boosting others' confidence through playing time. Even though the front office may have influenced decisions, the plan to establish a reliable 8 to 10 player rotation for the playoffs never materialized. And that's disappointing. Players must share some responsibility, but it's also clear that many feel unsupported, particularly Hayes. After committing 2 fouls, he was immediately benched, raising valid questions. Why bench him so quickly? It eliminated any further contribution. In his 4 minutes on the court, Hayes showed promise with a strong alley-oop, effective screens, and rebounds. That brief stint showed his potential, yet after the second foul, he was never seen again. This trend continued throughout the game, with the starting 5 playing the entire second half. unprecedented in playoff history. These are growing pains for a rookie coach. It's understandable, but these decisions affect the season's trajectory. In the last game, the coach seemed desperate. It made sense to rely on a unit that had performed well late in the season, but with only one day off, expecting an older player and another recovering from injury to go the full distance shows a lack of planning. Although the coach encouraged players to ask for breaks, realistically, no veteran will ask out, and young players often won't either. Fatigue was obvious in the fourth quarter, especially on defense. On offense, one player took only one shot. In the final frame, the players were clearly exhausted, conserving energy wherever possible. The team managed just 13 points in the fourth, with little execution or mental sharpness. It felt like the coach was panicking, something we've seen before. These are common first-time coaching mistakes, but hopefully they become learning experiences. Entering the next game with a calmer mindset could help. Let go of the pressure and return to the core principles that brought success. Trusting players and avoiding overcomplication. If this is the final game, every player who contributed all season deserves to take part. Another factor in the Lakers' struggles is that the opposing coach has clearly outperformed the rookie coach. This series has exposed a rarely discussed issue: offensive ineffectiveness. While the defense hasn't been horrible, it's the offense that has failed dramatically. The inability to execute in the fourth quarter has been particularly concerning. Too often, the offense defaults to isolation plays. Dribble, dribble, then a contested three-pointer. There's a lack of consistent play calling, and when successful, sets appear early in the game. They're abandoned by the fourth quarter. Credit the Timberwolves' defense for disrupting passing lanes and cutting off drives. However, the Lakers also self-sabotage. The ball stops moving. Other players don't get touches, and confidence falters. The moment the Lakers lead by 8-10 points, complacency sets in, and they settle for rush threes. That's why their offense has been the main reason for their downfall. It was supposed to be a strength, but turned out to be unstable when most needed. Surprisingly, the Timberwolves, not the Lakers, have shown better decision-making in crunch time. The Lakers were expected to capitalize on the Timberwolves' youth, but the opposite has happened. The team lacks identity, and even the one area that was expected to be reliable, offense, hasn't held up. Looking ahead to Game 5, there's hope that the Lakers can return to what originally made them successful. That starts with off-ball, movement and screening actions to generate easy points. More three-man actions, like inverted screens and cuts toward the basket, could create better scoring chances. But so far, the Lakers' offense has clearly been the main issue. There's one player in particular who has struggled in this matchup. This isn't an indictment of his skill. Rather, it's an acknowledgement that this situation hasn't favored him. In the regular season, he had established himself as a legitimate third option, averaging around 28 points and 6 assists with strong shooting percentages. He entered this series with momentum and the confidence to be a major contributor. But what we've seen is a capable three-point shooter, particularly in catch-and-shoot situations, but in someone who can effectively drive or create plays. His aggression has been limited, and he's clearly avoiding contact or risky plays. While his three-point shooting has been impressive, his lack of drives has been disappointing. We expected more attacks to the rim, but his awareness of the Timberwolves' length has made him cautious. This player hasn't shown the usual agility that makes him dangerous in the paint. Again, not a criticism, but a reality of this matchup. Let's pause here. When we return, I'll focus on the positive signs the Lakers can lean on. What could level the playing field? What might work in their favor? One player who has stood out during the series deserves praise. But based on recent trends, he might be due for a tougher game. In the last 3 contests, he's averaged 24 points and just 3 turnovers, an impressive stat. He's shooting 45% from deep, hitting 10 of 22 threes. That's far above his regular season average of 34%. At some point, regression to the mean is expected. The Timberwolves need to force that to happen, perhaps by returning to the aggressive defense they used in Game 1, when they forced 7 turnovers from him. If they win, it may be due to increasing the pressure and forcing more mistakes. Another player has been even more impressive. His dominance in the final quarters of recent games is remarkable. He scored over 40 in the last game and has been elite as a playmaker. With 23 assists and only 6 turnovers in the series, his efficiency has skyrocketed compared to his regular season averages. The Lakers need to make life difficult for him, just as they did in Game 2 when zone defense and ball denial were effective. Force the ball out of his hands early. Don't even let him receive it. That may be their best shot at derailing his rhythm. Now shifting back to the Lakers, their bench must step up. Outside of LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and Rui Hachimura, there's been little offensive contribution. The Lakers bench is averaging just 7 points per game. Meanwhile, Timberwolves reserve Naz Reid is averaging 13 by himself. Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith have struggled mightily from deep, combining for only a handful of makes across 4 games. Neither has reached double-digit scoring. In any game, in the regular season when both hit multiple threes, the Lakers usually thrived. Can they deliver now? Despite strong three-point numbers in the last 2 games, 17 and 19 makes, most of the production came from a few players. Can we finally see 5 Lakers each hit at least 3 threes in one game? That's what it might take. Ideally, Vincent and Finney-Smith both make 3 or more, with others contributing too. Given their fourth quarter offensive issues, it's reasonable to expect the Lakers to prioritize structured offense next game. Better execution, improved ball movement, and collective energy must be the goal. They need to return to what brought them success, empowering players, trusting the rotation, and staying disciplined. There is hope. Perhaps Randall regresses, maybe, and struggles with turnovers, and maybe the Lakers bench finally wakes up. This is the moment. Everything is on the line. If the stars bring their best and the bench contributes, the Lakers might just fight their way back into the series before. We continue. We ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on. In one of the most unexpected moves of the NBA offseason, Kevin Durant has agreed to join the Los Angeles Lakers, marking a new chapter in his illustrious career. The deal, which has sent shockwaves through the league, signals a significant shift in the balance of power in the Western Conference. Durant, a 2-time NBA champion and former MVP, will bring his elite scoring ability, versatility, and championship pedigree to a Lakers squad already boasting LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The news comes at a time when the Lakers were looking to bolster their roster for another run at an NBA title. After a successful playoff run last year, where they made a deep postseason push, the Lakers have been in search of that final piece to complement their already star-studded trio. Durant, known for his ability to score from anywhere on the court, fits that role perfectly. His size, shooting touch, and ability to perform in clutch moments make him a formidable addition to an already dangerous team. Durant's decision to leave the Phoenix Suns after a relatively short tenure has raised eyebrows. While the Suns were competitive during his time there, they struggled to make a lasting impact in the postseason. In contrast, the Lakers, with their established culture of winning and proven leadership from James, offer Durant a clear path to a championship contender. From the Lakers' perspective, this move couldn't have come at a better time. The Western Conference has only gotten more competitive, with teams like the Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, and now the Phoenix Suns looking to make their mark. Adding Durant gives the Lakers the firepower they need to not only compete but potentially dominate the conference. The trio of LeBron, Davis, and Durant has the potential to become one of the most dominant in NBA history, provided they can stay healthy and gel as a unit. Durant's impact on the Lakers is expected to be immediate. His offensive game will allow the Lakers to space the floor better and create opportunities for LeBron and Davis to operate in favorable situations. Moreover, Durant's presence as a scoring threat will take some of the defensive pressure off of James, allowing him to focus on other aspects of his game, particularly playmaking. The Lakers' move for Durant also speaks to the team's commitment to winning now. They are clearly in a championship window with their 2 future Hall of Famers in James and Davis. Adding Durant to the mix signals that the Lakers are going all in, willing to make the necessary moves to ensure they remain competitive for the next few seasons. In the broader context of the NBA, Durant's decision to join the Lakers may have lasting implications. It sets a precedent for how superstar players are increasingly looking to align themselves with teams that offer both immediate contention and long-term sustainability. Durant's choice to move to a major market like Los Angeles further cements the city's status as one of the premier destinations for elite talent in the league. As the season approaches, all eyes will be on Los Angeles to see how Durant fits in with his new teammates and whether the Lakers can live up to the hype. With their sights firmly set on another championship, this acquisition of Durant may very well prove to be the difference maker the Lakers need to reclaim their spot at the top of the NBA. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.